Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to see you. So it's the 17th anniversary of Uneven, and we have got something interesting to do with you. We have few questions which I'd like to ask.
Okay.
So how are you feeling today?
Good. Lovely day.
It's one of the, I guess this is one of the property which you have built across in your journey.
Yes. It's a big milestone for us.
So how do you describe Uneven in two words?
Uneven, two words, very difficult to describe. But I think it's about something that comes from the heart. I mean, that's how I think we how the entire concept of Uneven got incepted, as well as us in office, as well as our work. So, yep, that's how it would be.
The first project you did under Uneven.
First project was a small little office we did in Kareli Bagh for a steel dealer, but I think that's when all the fun started. Yes,
Describe the office culture in Uneven.
the office culture in Uneven, I think it's very chilled out for somebody who's working over there, and yes, even though it's so chilled out, there is no compromise with the work. So that's how it is. I mean, it's very serious at the same time. It's very chilled out.
How employees define you? I mean, how the office people define you?
I think they're very fond of me and Shourya. That's how we are told, by the way.
What is the strongest factor according to you that has made Uneven so uneven?
Probably that our work ultimately ends to be very even, and that's how it goes, I suppose.
How long have you lived in office?
No, so when we started, I used to stay in the rear portion of the office, and the front room was the office. So that was about a year and a half.
Oh, nice. And what is the longest time you have spent working throughout, like non-breaks?
Well, I think when we have to meet deadlines and all of that, it does become almost 17, 18 hours at a shot. But that's about it. I mean, we as architects, we need our break, so we managed to do that somehow.
How does it feel running a successful design firm with your best friend?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, the journey's been really good, and at the end of the day, I think both of us are very similar in when we want to similar in the sense that both of us enjoy working, both of us enjoy our final product, and the process of it is also very important for us. So I think that's what defines that.
So when you started to decide that we'll start working together, we'll make Uneven. You thought that it would come so far, and what made you bring in, like, what made you made work with him in the first project itself?
No, as I said, the process has been more important, and that's what we've been enjoying. So it's a step by step thing. We don't have a very decided goal, as it were, but yes, I mean, whatever we're doing, we want to do good, and it's not just for us. So I think that's what's speaking on its own.
Hmm. So how would you describe Shaurya in one word?
One word.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen when we talk about Shaurya, but okay, I'll take two words for
Sure.
that. So I'll call him a sorted enigma.
Okay. What part do you look into the bigger canvas of designing under the Uneven umbrella?
No, I think Uneven has capabilities of doing anything. So bigger canvas, I don't think is a big challenge. It's even the smallest of things that we do is the challenge. So it's everything that we got to enjoy doing, and we'll do that.
That's nice to hear that. I mean, it has made so many big progress in 17 years, and I see that you're stepping foot in other cities even. So, when you're designing a space, what are the factors that help you visualize a space?
When designing a space, I'll talk in terms of interior design and landscape, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Shaurya handles the architecture. So in that case, what ultimately happens for us is that we try to create an emotion that somebody is supposed to experience within that space.
Mhm.
So it's very purpose oriented what we are designing. So if I'm designing a little space like this, I mean, we want that old world charm to come back. We want people to feel very cozy, very comfortable over here. So that's how we do our back calculation, where design is concerned.
Hmm. And how do you get into like the detailing of interiors?
There again, the detailing. So what it is that is very simple for us. I mean, as I said, it's purpose oriented. So details are very, very, very important when we're designing. And so details in the sense, for me, interior design is detail, massing is architecture for sure. So it's all about the small, minute little things that matter, that create the feel, that help. When all put together, we're creating a bigger canvas. And again, all just to cater to that emotion that we're looking at.
So can you name one of the longest project in terms of duration, like the longest project you did?
There have been a few, but I don't think I can name one in particular. But yes, some have taken like about 4 years to complete also.
Mm-hmm.
But that's there are various factors involved, of course.
And the biggest projects according to you, like in the project size?
Biggest projects right now, where architecturally is concerned, we're doing a couple here in Baroda itself. Like Balaji is huge. 33 LE is another stalwart landmark. Cloud9.
What is the best part about working as a designer?
So as a designer, it's a big responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are creating, number one, somebody's dream. We are trying to create a change in their life. We are trying to get them to a higher level of what they're looking for actually. So I think that's the best part of being a designer. That's what we can actually put down on paper and create in real for them.
So when you, I mean, you Uneven had not just worked in one city, but different cities even. And when you go as a designer to different city,
Yeah.
people expect different things. And we know that Uneven has different genre, but how do you cater to different cities and different people at the same time, being as a designer?
Different cities doesn't really matter. It's just the travel time that I would say. Otherwise, for us, everything is the same. Different cities में एक चीज़ है कि when we're looking at a client, we've got to understand them a little more, because clients here in Baroda, we've kind of understood. There's like one particular direction probably, but a different city has its own needs. And our designs are very, very client oriented. Meaning it's not exactly that they come with that I want this and so I'm giving them that. It's we try to understand what is it that they like and what is the reason behind what they like, and that's what we try to create.
So you may so when you're creating such big spaces which takes a lot of time, you might even come with a creative block, and then so how you deal with it? How do you do ice breaking with your ideas when you're stuck with a creative block? What helps you
I
do
have a
that?
very, very, very simple way of dealing with it. Sleep over it.
Mhm.
You'll solve it.
But what?
After all the doodling and all the messing around that you do, and you're not able to resolve something, give it a little time. It just happens. It works.
What is the one of the most memorable experience in this 17 years which you still remember? Like when I'm saying this to you, some thought would have come to your mind. So if you want to
Like
say one of the most,
many thoughts blinking around.
name it
So
one. I mean, like describe one.
I think I'll answer this question a little work oriented. I mean,
Yeah.
a different way of how we worked at one particular project was that we didn't really make drawings for it. I mean, normally what we do is we work a lot in office. This particular project, we put everything together on site. We actually scribbled and sketched on the walls over there with whatever material we had. We actually held pieces for carpenters and told them, okay, fine, screw here. So that was Ivy.
Oh. Can you describe more about Ivy? Like, how it went, the process.
It was just a 7-day process.
Okay.
The time was a crunch, budget was a little crunch. Clients, they are friends of ours, and it just happened. I mean, we had to do it, and it was something that the entire city knew of that about this project. So we needed to make a mark for the city as well. They're into events, so we had a good time. We had a lot of material that we could play with. They were into flowers, so yeah, the overall project was fun. Was tight on schedule. We were working till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Hmm. Okay. So what is the one project that gave you a little hard time? I mean,
I'm not naming that.
okay.
Yeah, I think that there have been times where we have had our highs and lows and all of that, but probably learn to deal with it a little faster, I think, is what I would tell myself.
Hmm. So, while talking about the same, you would have met, of course, so many clients in your journey, and how do you? So, when you make a design, there would be some time when the client doesn't like it, and but you know this is going to work and this will look great. How do you deal with them at that particular moment of time, and how do you convince them?
Well, that's
Maybe.
a lot of talking that goes into case. But I think once you know what you're trying to give is going to be better for the client, and if you can justify what you're doing, it's already a winner. So sometimes you've got to convince the client to wait and see, because obviously they don't have that perspective ready in their heads to look at a complete thing. We know where it's going. There are 10 things that we've not yet put forward on the table for them. So yeah, the process is a little tricky, but I think eventually we've done a fairly good job in convincing people.
Hmm. And so when you're designing the spaces again, is there any color which you like to stay away, especially in the interior design when you do that?
Not really, but I let all colors flow in a different way. My interiors are usually very neutral. They're not very loud. They're not very bold. People themselves are color. I mean, what clothes you're wearing is color. So if I've done a restaurant, I cannot forcefully put a color over there. Or if I'm doing a bedroom, I'll not put a red wall over there, because I know that every day that person in the bedroom is going to wake up to those walls. He has to feel calm. He has to feel soothed out over there. So that's how I do it. I mean, and I know I can't stop people from wearing a red shirt in a house done by me. It's like that. So yeah, everything is welcome.
What is your advice would you like to give all to the designers and the students right now who are going to be an interior designer or architect?
Like I said at the start, enjoy the process. Don't always look at your final output directly, because it matters. I mean, that's how I believe something gets resolved. And second thing is that there is no shortcut to hard work.
Hmm. Um. Did you ever felt I was going wrong in the journey when you were pursuing like your passion and the career in that?
No, not at all.
That's great to hear. So now, I guess it has been great to talk to you on the same. Coming to the same thing, what is that you look in the future doing with Uneven? Like, since you have come up so far, what are the next future goals as a company, or where do you like to expand?
Yes, lots of expansions on the mind. I mean, we do want to spread our wings even wider than what we have. But I think it's all time, hard work, everything that's going to take its own toll. So it's one day at a time for me.
Hmm. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. It was great talking to you, and happy 17th anniversary once again.
Thank you so much. Pleasure talking to
Yeah.
you guys.